So you have a bad habit, or maybe bad habits. Maybe it's pornography, maybe it's drugs, maybe it's like sex, maybe whatever it may be. You have some sort of bad habit. Maybe it's like eating junk food, like maybe how I was. And you don't really enjoy the habit anymore. Like, it's gotten to a point where you've oversaturated yourself so much with doing this habit that honestly, you don't get any more enjoyment from doing it. I'm sure you can relate to that one. And you keep on wondering why you keep on going back and relapsing. You keep on going back and performing this bad habit, even though you keep telling yourself, I'm not going to do this anymore, but you keep on going back to it. So your problem is not the fact that you know you don't want it's not the fact that like you're secretly like you want to do it. It's not the problem. The problem is that you don't know how to fight against your urges. Now I'm going to tell you more of the scientific side of urges. Urges is essentially like, you know, obviously whenever you are in a certain circumstance, and then because of that you have an urge to want to do something else. Like, okay, for instance, maybe you feel lonely, right? And then because you feel lonely, you pull up a video of porn. Or maybe you get bored and you start eating junk food. You need to recognize the urges that you get to actually be able to understand why you keep on going back and doing those bad habits. So for me, for instance, I used to be really fat, and I used to always binge eat. I would just binge eat a shit ton of food for no fucking reason. And a lot of the times I found the reason why I binge eat all the time was because I was bored. I was bored, and because I was bored, I would keep on eating food constantly. And for some reason that gave me satisfaction. I don't, like, you know, looking at it, I don't really know exactly why the hell we do that. And I know I'm not the only person. I binge eat whenever I'm bored. Like, I know other people do the same thing. But point is you need to recognize what is the tick, like what is the thing that actually sets off the urge. So, like, really, okay, like I said, I gave some instances. You need to look at these things in your life. Like, I kind of like actually recently saw like a click that actually makes me want to listen to music is whenever I'm about to go hit a workout, or I'm about to go on a walk, I get this instant urge to just listen to music. And then I noticed, and once you actually notice an urge, whenever you actually like see it when it comes, and you're like, holy shit, like you're just like, whoa, I've been constantly like, you don't even think about it. You don't even think about the fact that these urges just come out of nowhere. And whenever you recognize them, that gives you power, because you have the choice right now. Am I going to sit here? Am I going to listen to this music? Or am I going to sit back and, you know, maybe I'm not going to listen to music right now. This is how you actually break bad habits. You don't break it from like obviously you fill your time up with things that are important, but really you break it from preventing yourself from falling under these urges, under these clicks. So, and you know what, maybe, you know, for instance, maybe when you're bored, instead of you going to go devour a shit ton of food, maybe instead you go on a walk, or you go exercise, or you go talk to your friends. Fill this time up with something else so that your brain understands that this is not what we do whenever this is happening. We're not going to spend our time binge eating food whenever we're bored. We're gonna go play a game with our friends. We're gonna go hit a run, like something like that. Like, you need to really, the biggest thing is reprogramming your mind, because ultimately these clicks are always going to be in your life. There's always going to be clicks in your life that you're going to want to have an urge to do something. The point is not to get rid of these things, get rid of these clicks, but the idea is to fill them up with something else, so your mind is reprogrammed to think about doing something else. Now, you can do this for whatever you're doing. You can do this for, if you're somebody who is struggling with getting off of drugs, if you're somebody who is struggling to stop smoking, if you're someone who's struggling to stop looking at porn, like, it does not matter. The diagram when it comes to actually quitting an addiction is always the same thing. You have to cut this thing out and fill it up with other stuff. But the thing is that a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people don't want to spend the time and energy it takes, because it's fucking hard. It's not easy to quit stuff. It's not easy to quit anything that you're addicted to. It's not easy to quit these bad habits. But the point is if you're mentally strong enough and you have the discipline, that you are going to cut it off completely and you're going to be filling it up with other stuff. Fuck moderation. That's some bullshit that people have fed us for so long to make more money out of us. If you're somebody who is struggling to quit smoking, stop smoking. Don't switch to vape. That's never. Who have you fucking seen that helped them out? That's not the case. If you want to quit smoking, you quit smoking. If you want to stop looking at porn, stop looking at porn. Fill your life up with other things that actually bring you enjoyment, that actually fulfill you, that make you feel good. See, like for me, whenever I was binge eating, and this is whenever I was trying to lose weight, it was from just spending more time working out, spending more time reading, like, you know, like filling my mind up with other things that actually help me out. Now, I'm not saying you have to have like the CEO like routine, but really just like find the things that like honestly give you lots of enjoyment. And fill those in for the time that you spend on these things that you were addicted to, on these bad habits that you had that you kept on going back to. And if you do this, then eventually you're gonna find that you're just a happier person. You're free from like these bad habits. Like it's almost like a weight lifted off of your shoulders. Whenever I actually saw that I don't need to sit down and binge eat all the time, it was a weight off of my shoulders. I felt like there was a new layer of life that I could actually live. That's all I have for you boys.